Welcome once again to the Big B and Little T channel. I am the Big B, and this week I take the lead on the actual content of the video because I've been out of the picture, Little T has told me. So today's video I thought would be fun to get some of you caught up that have been wondering what has happened to us in terms of jobs and careers since we left 611 Bakehouse that we had run for 13 years. We're asked a lot of times, why did we come to Kentucky? And I tell people now there's 4 reasons. We came here to relocate, to give some physical space between Oklahoma and here. That's good for us. It's also good for the new owners at 611, so they have the freedom to do what they think is right, to continue 611 in that community. Secondly, to rest physically, mentally, spiritually, to renew, which is basically to take those same things and to start renewing our minds and our bodies and our spirits. And then lastly, to restore or to reinvent what is and are the next adventures in our life. Speaking of our life, we are probably, like a lot of you out there, are in a transitional time in our life. I don't like the word retirement, but we certainly are not of retirement age. We're quite a distance away from collecting Social Security and those kinds of things. So we've had to, begin to think about restoring our lives. What does it look like when you're in your early 60s in terms of a job and a career, professionally as well as financially? What do we need to continue to make financially to live the way that we want to live? So this video is going to be about my process mentally, as well as some other practical kinds of things that I've done to get back into the job game. There's a couple of possibilities, just like probably for many of you, in terms of what we would do, what we plan to do in terms of our jobs. Both of us could probably work part-time jobs.
One of your favorite activities.
Brian, Tina, and Lucy.
We might be able to make it financially, and we're considering that possibility. Secondly, one or both of us could work full-time jobs. Might even get some benefits from that, and we're considering that option as well. One thing that we did make a decision about is that I would be the one to seek that employment first, because Tina has a real desire to stay home, work from home, continue to be a content creator, a video editor, or whatever else might arise out there. So the first thing that I've had to do is get my head back in the game in terms of a job. What is it that I want to do at this time in my life? What do I not want to do? Because that's important as well. I can tell you quickly what I don't want to do, which doesn't mean I wouldn't ever do it, but it's not the first step that I would take unless I really have to. I'm not really interested in doing management or leading a team anymore. I did that for 13 years, and I think it's now time for me to be a contributing follower of somebody else who's leading that effort. I think I would like to not be in the food industry for the same exact reason. And also, lastly, probably want to avoid jobs that require a lot of physical labor. Not that I'm not capable of doing some of those things, but probably want to avoid doing those for 40 to 50 hours a week. I'm not in my 20s anymore. So getting back in the game is what I'm calling this in terms of what I want to do as a job or what I want to do as a career. First thing I thought about is, what can I offer an employer at my age? What do I have to offer? And I think 3 things. I offer a lot of diverse professional experiences. I offer stability and maturity. And thirdly, reliability and integrity. All of those are important, I think, for anyone who is seeking jobs and employment in some type of career. The next thing I had to do is get my career tools ready, which means Who would I use as a reference? What is my work history? Updating my resume. Working through what are the new ways to look for jobs in today's world that weren't around when the last time I looked, which was quite a while ago. So I took all of those kinds of things and put them all together, and about 3 to 4 weeks ago I actually went through the process to get a part-time job, and I got that job at Enterprise Rent-A-Car as a driver, which basically means that I drive vehicles or vans or trucks from one location to another location, like say from Bowling Green to the Lexington airport. It's a whole nother world that I never knew anything about. But the reason I liked stepping into that, kind of the first step back into a job, is that this job was part-time. I thought that would be a good way to at least get back in the game, so to say. There wasn't really a lot of physical labor involved. It's driving cars. I mean, there might be a little bit of stress when you're driving through heavy traffic and those kind of things, but I mean, in terms of physical labor, there really wasn't any. Very, very flexible hours. Some weeks you might work 10 hours a week, and some you might work 25 hours a week. It gave me also a unique opportunity to see some parts of the state that I wouldn't have normally seen unless we had taken a trip or something. So that's been kind of fun. But I think the most important thing is it got me back into the job game. It got me into a process of updating my resume. It got me into what would I wear to an interview? What would I say in an interview? How do I clock in? How do I get onboarded into that organization? So that's been very, very healthy and very, very good to me. I'm not sitting here today saying that this is where we'll be in 2 to 3 years. It's a baby step, and it's an important baby step, but I will continue to consider other kinds of part-time opportunities that might arise in this area, as well as full-time opportunities. But I'm excited. I'm excited that I've been doing it now for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I've learned a lot, and it's been good to slowly put my foot back into the job game. So there's your update. Thanks so much for joining with me today. If you like this video, you can click on the like button, you can subscribe, you can leave a comment. We love all of those kinds of things. We also love and thank you guys for watching this, and we'll see you again next week.